morning, everybody. How are you? It is very early in the morning this morning, and I've got Booger Baby on my lap.
You say Booger.
There she is. There's Booger Baby.
Hi.
She decided she wanted to camp out on my lap. I'm a proper cat mama. You know you're a proper cat mama or papa when you become a cat couch every time you sit down. It's that way for my cat Booger. And there's another cat outside who's half feral, Blackie. I am her cat couch also. Whenever I sit down, she wants to sit on my lap. So, hey, you know, I'm not a person. I'm a cat couch. Anyway, so what are we doing this morning? Well, I woke up this morning and I chose sarcasm. I put it in my coffee along with my creamer, and I must say, it tastes good. It tastes so good that I think I will spread the love in the video that I'm going to do with Chantal. That's right. So Chantal finally resurfaced. She posted a video showing herself going to a hospital. Not sure if it's in Canada or New York, but she did a little day tripping. Went to New York. Didn't say exactly why, but she went to New York. She crossed the border. But then after she crossed the border, she showed a Chinese buffet. Don't know if she ate there, but she got sick with the norovirus, was it? Yeah, the norovirus, which can be pretty nasty. But she claims that she was sick from that. She claims that she's also still going to go back to Kuwait. Can I just tell y'all something? I can't help but feel this way. I feel like there's some kind of shenanigans going on. Like there's some tomfoolery. I don't know what she's up to, but her actions these days just suggest a whole lot of tomfoolery. I can't put my finger on it, but something is up. Something is afoot. And it's not her sugar foot. It's something different. Just what are you up to, Chantal? So yeah, she went day tripping, got sick, allegedly, during the day tripping. Claimed it was the norovirus. It could be anything, though. Could actually be anything. I watched the video beforehand, I'm not going to lie, just to see what I noticed. And one thing about Chantal that we all know, Chantal lies, but Chantal also tells on herself. But one thing that Chantal does like to do is do videos and post them out of sequence to keep girl world confused, or mix up the timeline to where we can't correctly follow what's going on with her. So this hospital video that she did, who knows exactly when it was done? Who knows? Like there's a whole lot of things left out in this video, a whole lot of details. And I think she leaves those out on purpose so we can't keep up with all of her stuff. So, if you want my opinion, and this is the opinion that a lot of people in girl world have, she did the hospital visit as a way to get out of trouble. Use it as a get out of jail free card, like you do with Monopoly. She came back to Canada. She told people that she was going to be moving into a place. She used nostalgia as a selling point. Like everything that anybody in her audience told her, we miss the coffee beezes, we miss Sam, we miss BBJ, we miss you being back at the villa. She was taking notes up here. And she just simply echoed those back to her audience as a way to pull them in. She did the bait and switch. Yeah, I'm moving and we're going to do all this stuff that you guys are talking about. She got the money. But then once she got the money, she said, oh, I'm going back to Kuwait. And then she had the nerve, the absolute audacity, the big fupa balls to get on her community post and say, oh, if you want the money back, ask for it back. Chantal, if you were anything that resembled an honest person, you would give the money back, no questions asked. You wouldn't make people almost beg it from you. By the way, Beezers, look, I know you guys don't like girl world, And most of us don't like you either. Those of you that are the feeders, that you're over there enabling her crap. But wrong is wrong and right is right. So on that note, I would like to tell you that if you are somebody that you've given money to Chantal for this supposed move, because she did say that she put a deposit down and she really didn't, what you could do is, to heck with her, go straight to PayPal and ask for a refund. You don't have to ask for permission to do that. She's telling all of you that you can ask it from her as a way to make it feel more awkward. You know, this is very manipulative of her. She's going to make you feel awkward in approaching and make you feel afraid that if you approach her, that, you know, she might get angry with you and blast you all over her YouTube channel. It's an intimidation tactic. Don't fall for it. It's your money. If you gave her money for a new place, just go straight to PayPal. Screw her. If it was for a specific purpose, for the move-in, get your money back. Because obviously it ain't going to happen. Get it back. She's over there spending money on day trips, going to Chinese buffets, all that, driving across the border, which, by the way, is not cheap. It's not cheap. She's in Canada. All that money spent on gas to go across the border. She's over there telling you guys, oh, send anything. Anything is fine. Acting like she's broke. But she's got money to go across the border. Obviously, she's not broke. Because when you're broke, you don't spend money on things like that. You have money only for necessities. She just wanted y'all's money to go off and go have fun. So she ain't really that broke. On that note, something I did, those of you on my channel, you know exactly what I did, because I've been reacting to her for 8 years and I know her patterns. Little Miss Scamming Scammer who scams. After she scammed everybody out of that money, I knew what she was going to do. I knew she was going to buy more subs to replace the subs that would be leaving, the people that she ripped off. And she did. You follow the same pattern, Chantal, and I caught you. I did a live sub count showing you padding your numbers. You went to a site and you bought a package of different subs that prevents you from going under a certain number. And I watched you for a few hours. 4 different times, Chantal, 4. We all watched. When you're about to hit 102K, you would lose 100 subs. And then they would all start to come back up again. And that's funky, considering the fact that you hadn't streamed, you hadn't gone live, hadn't done a video. So where are these subs coming from? You're not doing anything. And your content is boring. Where's all these new subs coming from? And I'm going to show proof right here for anybody who wants to see, because, hey, receipts are not a problem over here. They are absolutely not. Y'all want to see this? You want to see it? I told you. I woke up on this side of the bed this morning and chose sarcasm, put it in my coffee. My coffee tastes so much better. Sure does. Let me just pull this up. I'll give you, we're not watching all 3 hours. We're not. We'll just scan right through. Okay. So where are we? Let me just, for full receipts, let's show the date. This happened 2 days ago. Look. Foodie Beauty live sub count, padded numbers, oh my. So I was online for almost 3 hours. And just in that 3-hour period, caught her 4 different times buying subs. Or she had a package activated on one of those sites that if she reaches a certain number. So let's look. So what are we starting out at? Just full receipts right here. We're starting out at 101,923, right? And just I started watching when it was at 101,900. Then I decided to do the live sub count. By the time I got it all set up, it was 922. So again, full disclosure, I'm keeping the sound off. You're looking right there. There's 922, right? Watch this. That number's climbing. Remember, she didn't do a video this day. She hadn't done any live streams. She's been absent. So the number's going to keep going up, keep going up, keep going up. That's right. Up. It kept climbing up. Why is it climbing? She's not online. 978. Where are all these subs coming from, Chantal? Okay, so watch this. All right, so we're at 10193. All right, right about here. This is the part I'm going to play it. I'm keeping the sound off. I'm going to keep the sound off for a minute, so you guys can see for yourselves. And this happened 4 different times in my live stream. I purposely did this live stream to catch her, to show that she was buying subs. This is what she was using the money on. Some of the PayPal money. She purchased a package because she knew that people were going to be angry with her. Watch, here we go. It's about to happen. She knew people were going to be mad at her for what she was doing, and she padded the numbers to keep from dipping below a certain number. Dishonest witch. Yeah, here we go. It's about to happen. This is what she spent her. Oh, there we go. There, it just happened. Dynamite. Boom goes the dynamite. Kaboom, exactly. There it is. And this happened multiple times during this live stream, and I did not live stream all day. I only had a few hours. I just spent a few hours. I want to show proof to everybody. You want to see her buying subs? There you go. There it is. There's a receipt during a live stream. And by the way, do you see this channel live graph up here in the top right? Looking like an entire zigzag zipper. What you're looking at is right down here at the bottom of this one side. This is where she started out at. Then the numbers kept climbing. Then it drops. Then it climbs. Then it drops again. So already it's happened twice. Already it's happened twice. Okay. I just want to show that to you for those that have not seen. Little Miss Sunshine over there scamming people out of money, claiming she's broke, claiming she needs to move into a house, taking that money, going day tripping and buying subs. She ain't broke. Liar. Okay, so let's just get out of here and go on to something else. All right, let me just get rid of this. Get rid of my live stream. I'm just keeping track of everything. Why don't we just mosey on over to Twitter? See what's going on over with Twitter this morning. Okay, because people got a whole lot of things to say about what she's doing on Twitter. I love to include their comments. Failure to Lunch says Foodie Beauty's latest video synopsis, because you have better things to do than wasting 12 minutes of her shenanigans. Love that. Foodie is still in Canada. She apparently had norovirus and had to stay in the hospital. Her sodium and blood sugar levels were really high. She has not eaten for a day or so, and she is now so skinny that her wedding band fell off. She isn't going to eat bad food anymore. Sure. Okay. She's out of the hospital now and is staying in Canada a bit longer to see more doctors and abuse the healthcare system. She's still going back to Kuwait soon. She is throwing a pity party and looking for sympathy so that people don't ask for a refund from her PayPal scam. Exactly that. All of that, but especially that last part. That last part. Those of us that have been reacting to Chantal for years, we are familiar with her. We know her better than she knows herself. We know her little shisty, shady patterns. Beezers. Those of us that you just showed up at the party, we've been at the party for years already. We know this woman. We know her little shisty patterns. And one of her little shisty patterns that she's done over the years is she will pull some nonsense. She'll do something really offensive or really stupid. And then to get out of trouble, she will go to the emergency room, or she'll do a little hospital visit or clinic visit. She was infamous for ER beezers. She would do something dumb, make her beezers angry, then go to the ER as a sympathy ploy to get people off her back. So right now, currently, Chantal, she's been in trouble a lot with YouTube. Recently, she got in trouble with YouTube because of the way she's running her mouth, and they shadow banned her. And what is shadow banning? Shadow banning is when you're doing a search on somebody and you can't find them in the search, the channel search. Like your channel will be all the way down at the bottom of the page, or you won't see it at all. So she's been making Daddy YouTube real mad. She got a strike. She didn't learn from it. She came back running her mouth. Daddy YouTube put her in a timeout corner again. Chantal, you're going to end up losing your channel, but hey, that's your decision. But going back to Little Miss Scammy Sunshine, so she'll get in trouble with her beezers. To get out of trouble, to divert attention away from what she's done, she'll go to the ER. She'll do something medical to pull the attention off of her wrong. This is a pattern with her. It's a serious pattern. She took money from y'all over there. She lied to you. She doesn't want you to be mad about that. She wants to be able to get away with taking your money from you. So she's going to pull the sympathy card. Don't look over here, look over there. That's what's going on. And also using the fact that she's staying away from YouTube a little bit longer as a way to make people forget what she's done. Don't let her forget. Hold her accountable. If she took your money, take it back. You don't have to ask her permission. Go straight to PayPal and get your money back. As a matter of fact, you know what? Look, Beezers, I have a problem with some of you. Those of you that are, hold on a second, I'm looking something up. I have a problem with those of you that are her feeders. You enable this behavior. I mean, it's Chantal's responsibility to get herself together, but she is an addict, okay? She's a food addict. She's got a lot of issues. It's her responsibility to fix herself, but nobody should be enabling her and making her worse. You understand? Straight up, she's an addict. I know it's weird to think of somebody's got a problem with food as on the same level as someone who's got a problem with, say, an illegal substance, but honestly, they're the same in the sense that an addiction is an addiction, and any addiction will ruin your life, will change your life, will alter your life, and ultimately, if you don't stop it, will take your life. Addiction takes away family, friends, fun. It'll take away everything in your life that matters. Chantal is at that stage where she's consumed with food. It's all she thinks about. It's all she wants to do. Nobody should be enabling her. Quit enabling her. Quit it. Stop making excuses for her. She needs to get help. She's not going to get help, though, but don't enable her, okay? But right is right, wrong is wrong. And I hate people getting scammed. It really bothers me. Hold on a second. I'm sorry. I got a cat in my lap, and it's kind of hard to type since I've got my keyboard on my lap also. So how do you do this? All right, Beezers. Those of you that gave to Chantal, and I don't know why you did. What were you thinking? All the empty promises she made you guys, and you believe another one? Anyway, let's stop the screen for a minute. Maybe some of you will wake up and learn one day. I doubt it, though. Here you go. Look at me being helpful, Harriet. That's because I hate to see people getting ripped off, even you Beezers. I hate it. Like, people who rip other people off are the worst kinds of scum. But here's what you do. You want a refund from PayPal? Those of you, this is what you do. Go to your activity, select the payment you want to refund, and click issue a refund. Enter the amount you want to refund. Click continue. Like, how do you get your money back? How do I request a refund for a completed payment? To request a refund for a completed payment, you'll need to contact the seller. Oops. How long does it take to get a refund from PayPal? Look, there's a whole process to get your money back, but you can't get it back. Don't let Chantal make you feel bad to get your money back. If it's yours, you gave her a certain something, don't put up with her crap. Don't do it. Don't let her get away with scamming you. Take your money back. All right, back to Twitter. Okay, let's move on. Hidden Truth says, Foodie Beauty, her blood pressure shows different than what she added. She's not going back to Kuwait based on her response. So, like, I'm not a nurse. I'm not a doctor. I don't know what these numbers mean. But it looks like it says 95 and 95 here. And she put 109.69. Look, maybe this, I don't know. I'm not a nurse. But I suspect that she went to the hospital because she just got stupid with the food again. She did confess that she's been having a lot of bee moments in Canada. A lot. And she said so. So she's having a lot of bee moments. Her blood sugar and all that must be through the roof. Yup says, I'm sorry, but I don't believe Foodie Beauty was that sick. She showed her blood pressure and heart rate, which were normal, and was discharged the same day. I'm convinced this was a deflection from her PayPal scam by manipulating her Beezers into feeling sympathetic. Agreed. And I concur with you. Yup also says, Foodie Beauty left the hospital and drank a jar of pickle juice. What? So wait. So this woman who claims she had the norovirus, who claims that she was dehydrated, after she left the hospital, drank a jar of pickle juice. What happened to the pickles inside? Because I've never heard of getting just a jar of pickle juice. Usually there's pickles inside the jar. Where'd they go? Also, if you got a norovirus and your stomach is all kinds of funky, would you be able to do that? Wouldn't that upset your tummy even more? And if you're dehydrated, would pickle juice be good for you? Consider there's stuff in the juice that might make the condition worse. She's still going back to Kuwait, but won't admit she doesn't have the money now. She also didn't address the money she stole from her Beezers. No mention of refunds, nothing. Of course she's not going to mention refunds. I mean, Chantal did say when you give her money, it's hers. She can do what she wants with it. And anybody who's been watching her content for more than 5 minutes knows what she does with her money. It goes for her addictions. There, I said it. And I'll say it again. It goes for her obsessions and it goes for her addictions. It will never go for her health. It'll never go for bettering herself. It'll always go for her indulgence. And she indulges in the wrong things. So if you give money to Foodie, just know that. She's an addict And because her addictions are active, she's going to feed them first. All of them. Not leave a single one of them out. That's why she needs treatment. That's why she needs to go to inpatient. She's out of control. She needs someone else to take control because she doesn't have any. But she'll never get the help because she floating down that river of denial. I'm fine. Nothing's wrong. I got it under control. I got it handled. No, you don't. You don't have control, Foodie. Because if you did, you would be able to be in Canada and be amongst the temptations and not be tempted. Well, maybe get to a point where the temptation isn't so strong that you give in almost immediately. You have different coping mechanisms and coping tools, and you could say no. If you're so in control, why do you need to fly to Kuwait and have Salah be a form of control? Because that's what you've been using him for. It's not been working. How can he say no to you if you're the one with the money and you're in control? You're the out of control person who's in control of the money, and you have addictions that need to be fed. How is that a controlled environment? It's not. It's really not. He's the employee. You're the boss. He's got to do what you tell him. So no matter what environment you're in, you have people that enable you. You got people online. You got people in your personal life. You've set up that system of toxic enabling, and it's making you sick. And your body it's at a tipping point. It really is. You may realize it. You may not. You may know and not care. But it is what it is. You're the only one who could fix it. And you don't want to. So whatever happens to you, I'm sorry. I don't have sympathy. And while I'm here, can I just say this to y'all? Look. Yesterday, I sat here thinking about Foodie's content, about my channel. And I was wondering if Foodie was going to pick up the slack when she got back to Canada. She hasn't. You would think with everything going on that she would pick up the pace because she needs to. She missed a week off of work. You know, like she's behind with her money. People are getting bored with her. They were so bored with her in Kuwait that the Kuwait arc was so boring. It's not Kuwait's fault. It's her fault. People are bored. That's why they're like, go home to Canada. Take care of your health. You'll be more of yourself, your real self, versus this persona that you insist on playing. This role that does not fit you. People want her to come back. And she came back. And people are like, great. Maybe now Chantal will be herself. She chose not to do that. She did the exact same content she was doing in Kuwait. She dropped the ball. And in my personal opinion, Chantal has taken herself to a place health-wise where she doesn't have the energy to rage or to do some of the things she used to do. She doesn't have any stamina for anything. She doesn't have any creativity for anything. She's running on fumes. Her health has never been this bad. But on top of her health being bad, Chantal got on YouTube, 8 years ago? And despite the fact that she had no real talents, no real skills, she built a channel. And I think in the beginning, she knew she didn't have much in the way of creativity or artistry or anything to offer. That's why she leaned so hard in the direction of drama to build her channel. And she did. For 8 years, she built her channel. She took nothing and turned it into something. But to keep this something going, she had to find more and more dramatic, shocking, offensive moments and topics to throw at us. Well, she's thrown everything she can at us. There's nothing more to see here. There's nothing more to hear here. Nothing. She's hit the ceiling. She's run into a wall. So she's mentally, she's checked out. Emotionally, she's checked out. She's burnt out. She's unhealthy. What can she show us, and what can she tell us that we haven't already seen? Talking about the same doggone topics over and over. It doesn't matter if she goes to Kuwait. It doesn't matter if she stays in Canada. There's no more fire in her content. It's stale. She's yesterday's news. To put it simply, 8 years ago she was a trend riding piggyback on top of another trend. You know, the mukbang trend was around. She hopped on it and she rode piggyback and built her channel off of that. But you know what, Chantal? All trends have to come to an end. At some point, people get tired of a trend. And I feel a lot of people have gotten tired of your trend. For the simple fact that there's nothing more to see here. We're not going to get any surprises out of you. You're using the same tactics to divert attention away that you did 8 years ago. You're telling the same lies. You're raging about the same people, eating the same fast food. I mean, people are tired of the freaking monotony. It's boring. And I sat here yesterday and I'm going to start covering more people, y'all. I'm doing my homework. I'm looking around, covering people of interest. I've already got a few that are in the background. I'm doing thorough research because if you react to somebody, you got to be careful. Make sure that they're not strike happy. Make sure that there's no serious mental illness or medical conditions. I mean, you just got to be careful. So I'm trying to do my homework first on who I cover before I cover them. You know, I got to go down some rabbit holes, and that takes a little bit of time. But Chantal, you're boring. You're done. You're 8 years. It was a good run. Okay, it was a good run. You stretched it out for 8 years. You really did. But your time has come. I'm not saying physically, mind you. I'm just saying like you burnt yourself out. And you made yourself sick. In this condition, what could you give us? If you had played your cards right 8 years ago, right now, when you're feeling burnt out, when you're feeling sick, you could take some time away from YouTube and be fine. You could say to your audience, look, I need a bit of a sabbatical. I need to go and take care of me, from my mental health, from my physical health. I'm going to go check myself in somewhere. I'm going to go get some counseling. So I'm going to disappear for a while and be financially set. The money you made on YouTube, girl, you should have a paid off car, paid off house, investments, all of that, and be sitting pretty. But you're an idiot and you wasted your money. And here you are, still relying on the YouTube money, still relying on the feeding money. You're no better off than when you first started YouTube. I ain't got no sympathy for you. All the money you made, you didn't do anything positive with it. So cry me a river, okay? Moving on. Let's do a little palette cleanser. Palette cleanser from Marie. I love this picture. That is so lovely. I love the aesthetics. I love the colors. Ooh, it was a well-taken picture. And the sunset, oh, against the flowers. Oh, nice. And this from Vegan. This is so lovely. Kitty on top of the car. There's a sakura flowers. How would you like to walk down that street right about now? Are the beautiful sakura trees? That is amazing. I'm jealous. I want to be there right now. I do. It's still kind of cold here in Oregon. It was a beautiful day yesterday, but it's still kind of chilly. I would love to be there. Okay, this is from Pegatha and Chicken Pickle. Okay, how do you get norovirus from people or surfaces? Norovirus spreads when a person gets poo or vomit from an infected person in their mouth. Ew. Ew. And you know what? We all know how Chantal is about not being clean, not wiping herself properly. So maybe that's where she got it. Ew. Gross. Misanthropope Lulu says the absolute nerve of this person taking up space in one of our struggling hospitals. FOH back to Kuwait. Yeah, tax dodging ingrate. Tell her, Lulu. Tell her. I've had norovirus. It is the worst, and you do feel like you want to die. But adults tough it out, giant baby. Right? If you got the norovirus, yeah, it's going to be a lot. And only in extreme cases do you need to go to the hospital, like severe dehydration. Look, she could have had the norovirus. She could have gone to the hospital for other reasons. She could just be telling us it's the norovirus, and it could be something entirely different. Maybe she's going to the hospital to get insulin shots or something for her diabetes. We know that that's been out of control. So, like, Chantal lies, but Chantal tells on herself. But she notice that this hospital visit did not happen until after she took people's money. The timing of it all. Oh, I just happened to get sick after I scammed people out of their money. Beezers, y'all need to wake up. Look, you see the size of this cup? All the coffee's in it. Y'all need to get some coffee in a cup this big. And wake up and realize what you're dealing with Chantal. Drink the whole pot if you have to. Because this woman is a scammer. And she's a liar. Like, she's such a liar to scammer. Back in the day, she had a lot of diehard Beezers. Hardly any of them are left anymore. There's a reason for that. She had a large crowd of people that supported her. They're almost all gone. Even her diehard mods, they're gone too. They left because she's such a scammer and a liar. And the only people that are left are the new batch of Beezers that they're showing up late to the party. They don't know the lore. They don't know the history of this woman. And so they're believing her BS. There's a reason why people don't stick around Chantal. They figure out, hey, this person's a liar and a scammer and a con artist. I don't want no part of it. DX says she went to the ER because she was throwing up and crapping herself, is sad baiting. So basically just ER beezing in Canada. Says she has things to take care of, but we will returning to Kuwait. Again, no sympathy. No sympathy. She wants us to feel sympathy for her. I don't feel it for her. She deliberately makes herself sick to get sympathy from people. She sets things up to where she makes herself ill. She deliberately eats too much food. She eats too much sugar. She eats too much sodium, knowing it's going to make her sick, knowing that she's a diabetic, knowing she's got high blood pressure, knowing she's taking medication for that diabetes. She has full knowledge how sick she is, and she deliberately makes herself sick to get sympathy, to get money out of people. This is twisted. She needs to be put away. She's a danger to herself, and she's a danger to others. Seriously. Getting on camera and you're deliberately going to make yourself sick to scam money out of people. There's something wrong with you. Michael B. Petty says, Foodie Beauty ER Beast in New York. That's got to cost a pretty penny. Not for her. Not for her, Michael. This trip was not financed by her. It was financed by her Beezers. To be honest, though, over the last 8 years, everything she's done has been financed by Google AdSense, Daddy YouTube, and the Beezers. Everything she's ever done, anything she's ever purchased, paid for by other people. Because she hasn't really worked. She hasn't made her money. Nah, it's basically just free money. She ain't done much for it. Hidden Truth says, so more lies of yet another health issue, except how did she even get it? Why is she in New York? The norovirus spreads very easily in public places such as hospitals, nursing homes, and schools. You can catch it if small particles of vomit or poo from an infected person. Yeah, how did she get it? Like I said, I suspect that she went to the hospital for something different. Maybe doctor shopping. Who knows? Okay, what else we got here? Oh, like here, a little palate cleanser. Let's do some palate cleansing. From Nature is Amazing. A horse giving piggyback ride to a kitty. That Hold on, kitty. You don't exactly have a saddle. Aw. Pretty. Okay, I feel called out. Massimo, I feel called out. I did all of these. I I feel called out. What? I was a bored kid. What do you want me to do? I did all of this. No. I feel called out. I don't like it. Moving on. Bubble wrap. Times were simpler then. You took your amusement where you could find it. Nature is amazing. Very important. The baby goats, like, what are you doing? Why are you, or is it a sheep or goat? Saying, why did you stop petting me? That was nice. Oh, this is lovely from Violet. Look, I little personal fact, I hate cherries. I hate cherry tasting anything, but I'll take the one with the strawberries and the chocolate. That looks delicious. What is that? Is that like a sorbet or an ice cream? I'll take it. Give it here. This is from House Prawn. Look at this, a whole room, and that's an Elvis-sized bed right there. Chantal better watch it. She's going to need that size bed right now. Violet, what are you eating first? Ooh, that looks lovely. I don't know. Which one would you guys have first? I think I'll take the one in the middle. And then move on to the one looks like blueberry. And I don't know what the other one on the end is, but the one in the middle, definitely. And from Science Girl, for those of you that love coffee like I do, got a cream duck. That's creative, although it'd be kind of awkward to drink your coffee like that without spilling it on yourself. And have you guys ever seen a cow or a bull playing like a puppy? Well, there you go. He's playing like a puppy. Who knew that cows could act like dogs? They're just big dogs with horns. That's all they're doing. Why you should have a cat? Only in Turkey. This is a window display, and the kitty's like, this bed looks good. I'm laying down. I buy that bed just because the cat likes it. An internet hall of fame, the amount of trauma he's probably going through. Crayfish is like, no, you killed my entire family. Whole generations wiped out. Ugh, that poor thing. Nature is amazing. Did you guys know that bunnies can swim? Look at the bunny. He's about to take a swim. I didn't know bunnies could swim, but I guess they will when they have to. Okay, so that's it for all this stuff on Twitter. I think we're caught up. We're going to move on to the video. And good news, it's not that long, but I still got stuff to say about it. Let me get rid of some of these windows so I know where I'm going. Little miss, I spent my day at the hospital. Shut up. You did not. And if you did, it's your own fault. Okay. You know what? I used to do the comments a lot. Let's do some of the comments first. What did the Beezers have to say? Did they call her out for scamming? They probably did. She just made sure to delete those comments and make it all look favorable. Okay, some of the beezers said, like, Creature Comfort says, please stay in Canada and focus on your health and yourself. This health scare should have shown you that you should do that. If you try to do that trip again, you could end up in the hospital again. You need to find a place in Canada and find a good doctor. You know what, Creature Comfort? You know what's really sad? Chantal is 40 years old. She just had her 40th birthday. Nobody, and I mean no one, should have to tell Chantal what she should do for herself. She should already know. Nobody should have to remind her. Chantal knows what to do. She just doesn't want to do it. And she likes the fact that all of you that are her beezers, you guys worry for her. You're concerned for her. And that worry and concern is the very reason you tune in. You're worried for your queen. Well, here's something for you. If your queen cared about you the way that she claims she cares about you, she wouldn't make you worry like that. What she's doing is emotionally manipulative. She's keeping all of you guys stressed out and worried for no freaking reason. Instead of being an adult and taking care of her health as she should, she's doing the complete opposite because she wants to be in the center of the room, the center of attention, making you guys worried sick over her. That's why she'll never get better. She doesn't want positive attention. She wants negative attention. She loves it. She likes high drama. She likes high stress. You guys haven't figured that out by now? All the empty promises she makes you, all the promises she comes to you with, not a single one of them follows through. Wake up. Wake up. It's time to drink the coffee this morning. Wake up. Let's see. Like all these beezers in her comments, they're so worried for her. They're more worried for her than she is worried for herself. That should make you feel really ashamed and embarrassed, Chantal. The fact that you get people this worried, this stressed out. People are worried more for you than you are for you. You should be so ashamed and feel so stupid and embarrassed. Ada says, I don't know if you will read this, but if you do, I want you to know people care about you. Yeah, but like I said, she doesn't care about y'all. She doesn't care to do great content. She doesn't care to take care of her health. She doesn't even care to be honest. And honesty is free. It costs nothing to tell the truth. It costs nothing to be honest to other people, yet she won't give it. She won't be honest. She's constantly lying, constantly scamming. Always keeping you guys on a string, always stringing you along. Promising you stuff. Promising to get better. It never happens. I don't even know why some of you are beezers. I mean, seriously, like why? Why sub to her and get all kinds of stressed out and worried? It's never a good time. You're not going to have a good time on her channel. I mean, you guys can do what you want. You can sub up to whoever you like, but forgive me. I don't understand the logic of going anywhere and being around anybody where you don't feel good. You don't feel happy. You're constantly sad. You're constantly stressed out. You're constantly worried. What's the logic? You are deliberately putting yourselves in a place and around a person who makes you feel awful. Why? You don't have to. But maybe that's part of your life lessons. I don't know. Maybe life is trying to show you, hey, you're spending too much time around this and you're not feeling good. You need to wake up. Maybe some of you will, maybe some of you won't, but I'm just saying, like, if something hurts, if something doesn't feel good, why go there? That goes for anything in life, anything. If you're not feeling good around it or with it, it's not meant for you. So let's get into the blog. Let's get into it.
Get a cameo now while I'm in Canada.
Oh, God, shut up with the voice.
First, we had to pass through the Akwesasne Mohawk Reserve, though, and then cross a bridge to get to the USA border.
Why? I was watching a video, and I will give full credit to this channel, Eyelash, because I was wondering all night, why in the world would she go to New York? What was in New York? What was the reason? Why are you crossing the border? By the way, Chantal, don't do that again. Keep out of the U.S. Canada, I am so sorry. She's yours. She was born there. You can have her back. We don't want her here. I was wondering, why did she go over to the United States? And courtesy of the channel Eyelash, full credit to you, Eyelash did a video highlighting that perhaps Chantal came over to New York because of the eclipse. Where she was in Canada, you can't see the eclipse in totality. But if she crossed the border over Messina, you can. And during this video, you even see something on the sign that alludes to the eclipse. So maybe that's the reason why Chantal came over to this side of the border. And it's funny that she's saying like we, like somebody else is with her. We. Who's we? Your mom, your sister, somebody else? Whoever it is, they don't want to be seen in the video. But Miss, I'm so broke and I'm trying to move into a place, and anything you can send is fine. Day tripping with the money. You know, Chantal, you're so fond of driving footage, filler footage. Why don't you just make driving ASMR videos? Like, seriously.
Okay, we made it through.
Go back. Hold on. This part right here. Pay attention to the sign.
Okay, we made it through.
Okay, the sign says expect eclipse delays 4/8/2024. So I'm actually in agreement with Eyelash that she drove across the border. She wanted to see the eclipse. Chantal will drive across the border for things that are bizarre. You know, like she drove across the border for fast food. She actually drove her big butt across the border once just for fast food, just to get a burger. So why wouldn't she drive across the border for the eclipse?
I had no specific reason to come here today.
If you were bored and you wanted to go see the eclipse and you couldn't see it in Canada, that was your reason, wasn't it? And if you're over there asking people to send you money through PayPal because you're broke, then you shouldn't have day tripped. This is so disrespectful. This is so disrespectful. So disrespectful. Acting like you're broke, taking other people's money, and you get to have a fun day out. What about the people that gave their money? I'm sure they'd love to have a fun day out, day tripping, driving across the border or something to go see the eclipse. I'm sure they'd love to have a fun day out. God knows they probably deserve it more than you. You're taking other people's money to go have a fun day and go eat your heart out. And then you're going to turn around and make people feel bad for wanting their money back. Oh, if you want it, you got to ask for it back. If you had any kind of care towards the subs you got left, you just send them their money back. You could instantly give the refunds, but you know what? I know you never will because that money's already spent.
I just like checking it out every few years to see if anything has changed.
What are you talking about? You live in Canada. I like checking it out every few years. You don't care anything about New York. What do you mean? You barely leave the house. And when you do is to go out and get Starbucks and get your Burger King. You don't drive across the border every few years to check it out. Stop lying.
I also love driving around to nowhere and anywhere at any given time.
You mean like the long road? Yeah, we know why you like the long road in the outhouse. You got a very specific reason why you like the outhouse and the long road.
Question for Americans. Is Dollar General like a really good dollar store?
Yep.
All right, so we have here a little shopping mall with a Chinese buffet.
And of course, Chantal's going to go straight for the buffet. I've never been to Messina, but of all the places in Messina, where are we going? To a buffet. Has to be a buffet. Has to. Every time she goes to a buffet, it never ends well because she just goes wild. You know, like Chantal, she's got obsession, fixation on food like I have never seen. Ever. Ever. I'm going to pick up my mic now. She got an obsession with food like I have never seen. Every time she goes to that buffet, it just doesn't end well because she eats too much.
A cinema. A Big Lots. Interesting.
Yeah, why don't you go shopping in the Big Lots, miss? I got to move into a new place. See, that's something that I was like questioning when she talked about I got to move into a new place and I put us a deposit down and she's like, I need money for so many things and blah, blah, blah. Look, if you're broke, you can go to a Salvation Army or a Goodwill or someplace like that and get some discounted goods and that'll at least get you started. And then later on, when you need something better, you can buy it then. You need dishes, you need just like simple household items. You can go to a Goodwill and load up for not much money. Or go to a thrift store or something. It makes no sense to outright buy expensive stuff if you're just moving in, but no. She did not move in anywhere. She just wanted the money in pocket to go and stuff her face.
All right, so this is what's planned.
So I didn't notice this until it was too late, but the crappy gas station car charger I purchased wasn't working.
Shut up, Chantal. This is something that Chantal also does. When it comes to showing us important footage, all of a sudden, oops, I ran out of power. Miss 100K channel. Miss, I make more money than most of you. How much money does it take to buy an extra charger, I ask you? They're not that expensive. You would think someone that's on YouTube, that this is what they do. This is how they make their money. They want to continue to make their money, would have an extra charger on hand. I mean, she's in a town. Why not buy a charger there in town? You know what I think? I don't think there was any problem with the charger. I think just when it comes to Chantal showing us different things, to get out of that, she will deliberately cut the camera off. Because if she's up to some shadiness, she doesn't want to get busted. There's nothing wrong with the charger. There's nothing wrong with the phone. She just doesn't want to show us something.
And therefore wasn't charging my phone
Shut up.
this whole time. So at some point my battery died, and thus why the vlog of Messina was no more. But I didn't want to waste the whole trip, so I'm still sharing the clips I have.
You know why she didn't want to blog what she was doing? Because she would get in trouble for it. After she sat there and cried her alligator tears and I need money, you know. She didn't want to show her subs. This is what the money was used for. I went out day tripping and had a good time. She didn't want to make them further mad. That's why there's no footage of it.
Sorry, guys. Anyways, unfortunately, things recently have taken a bit of
Oh,
a
God,
toll for the
shut
work.
up.
health-wise. Hello. So, as you can see, I'm in the ER beezing.
And isn't it funny? Isn't it interesting, everybody, that the ERBs came right after she pulled into that strip mall and showed us the Chinese buffet? Isn't it interesting that isn't it weird how every time Chantal goes to a buffet, it ends badly? Is it a coincidence? Yeah, it kind of feels like a coincidence, doesn't it? Yeah, sure does.
I have norovirus, or the
I guarantee you didn't have the norovirus. More than likely, it was because you went wild at the buffet. Your blood sugar went way up. Your blood pressure went way up. Or maybe you're at the hospital for something related to your diabetes, maybe some insulin shots, because you have said you've had quite a few B moments while in Canada. I mean, you could be at the hospital for a number of reasons, and you're just making one up that sounds good. You probably did a little Google search about what you could say was wrong with you to get sympathy. Use something that you've never used before, that we haven't heard before. I've got the norovirus. Let me tell you something, Little Miss Sunshine. If you had the norovirus in this video, you wouldn't be able to go out and drink a jar of pickle juice afterwards. You just wouldn't. So what'd you really do while you were in New York?
the bad stomach flu, the highly contagious one. I don't know where I got it. I hope I never get it again. It is the worst illness.
You know, I've had the flu before, and there are different kinds of flus you can get, and they last different durations. You've got that nasty, hit you in the face, 24-hour flu that it hits you like a Mack truck. And then it's over, and then it takes a few days to recover, and you're fine. And then you've got the flu that can last for like over a week. And it's so horrible. So let's just say, for argument's sake, that Chantal had that kind of nasty flu that it hits you like a Mack truck. The quick one. It's going to take at least a few days for her to feel normal, to not feel weak. And she's not going to want to eat anything. Like when you got the flu for real, you're lucky to get some crackers and some 7-Up or something down your throat. Pickle juice, though, never heard of that for treatment for a flu.
I swear, it's disgusting.
I would think that would make you throw up. If your stomach bile is all kinds of messed up, how could you do that?
So I became severely dehydrated, and so I got.
Could that be because of you eating salty foods, too much sodium in your system, and you weren't drinking enough water?
Sick about, I don't know, maybe 3 days ago. I don't remember exactly when. A few days ago.
So wait. That was important. Wait a minute. Wait. Let's go back ever so slightly. Where are we?
Oh, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to throw up.
Wait, back up just a little bit more. I'm sorry, y'all. I'm sorry. We're gonna go back because that was important.
Severely dehydrated, and so I got sick about, I don't know, maybe 3 days ago.
So 3 days prior to this video, she felt sick. And this big dumb idiot didn't decide to stay home and care for herself and make sure she was fine. She started getting sick 3 days ago, according to her. Okay, remember, Chantal lies. So 3 days ago, you're sick. You're very sick. And you decide to drive across the border? That's a good idea? and put yourself in contact with other people. You might be going into businesses and like having contact with other people and potentially making them sick, which affects them in their workplace, and they might spread it to other people. Good job, Chantal.
I don't remember exactly when, a few days ago, and I woke up in the middle of the night and I had to throw up. TMI, by the way.
Well, that could be from your B moments, because you have said, I've been having a lot of B moments, and that could be from anxiety. That could be from you worrying because Salah's over in Kuwait and he's not with you, and he might be up to something, and that's you're a jealous, insecure freak. That could be from anything.
And then the other end, diarrhea. Severe diarrhea.
So 3 days ago, you were going through it. You were having diarrhea, you were throwing up, and you did not decide to stay home and like recuperate. Make sure you were fine. No, you decided to go out and have a day trip. You're a fool.
So vomiting, diarrhea, muscle weakness, just fatigue.
You know, it sounds like she went straight to Dr. Google and she researched, okay, what is a norovirus? What are the symptoms? And she's just remembering back to what she read online.
And
I mean, you could just tell by the way she's naming off the symptoms, muscle weakness, this and that, versus I feel weak and my muscles were weak. You're describing what you're feeling when you're talking like that versus giving like the bullet points of the symptoms of norovirus. I think you went straight to Dr. Google and researched all that.
I'm very dehydrated. My sodium and the chloride, I don't know, my electrolytes were bad. I couldn't keep enough water in, like fluids in, at the rate they were going out. It's bad. It's bad. Don't come near me. You'll catch it. Anyway, just a quick update.
Well, I feel bad for whoever was in the car with you. You did say we. So if you got the norovirus for real, whoever was in the car with you, it means they got it too, more than likely.
I'm doing all right other than that. You know. Oh no, the arm cuff thing.
Oh, shut up.
The blood pressure cuff. Let's see what my blood pressure is. Yellow. I don't know what's going on. Anyways. So I gotta get a whole bunch of fluids. Going to the bathroom is torture because I have to unplug everything and take this thing with me into the bathroom.
Chantal, I don't want to hear your nonsense. I have no sympathy for you because, again, you deliberately make yourself sick for attention. And you also make yourself sick as a way to manipulate people. You scammed people out of money, and then to make sure that they don't approach you to get that money back or to make them feel ultimately bad if they do, you're pulling this crap. You're not interested in your health. You're not interested in making yourself healthy. You are interested in prolonging your sickness to manipulate and scam others.
I'm tired.
I don't care.
All the time. So I'm just trying to get better. And then we should be able to do a bit of beezing. Yeah.
This woman who has the norovirus, or claiming to, who is so sick that she's vomited. She said that she's got diarrhea. She's already talking about beezing. I'm telling you, there's something wrong with her. No normal person thinks this way. That in the midst of being allegedly sick, they're thinking about misbehaving and maybe eating bad food or doing party favors. She's a danger to herself. I'm telling you.
I'm very dizzy and just weak.
They want me to try to tolerate food. I haven't eaten in like since being sick pretty much. I tried having like an apple because I can't drink. I don't know where people come with like ginger ale soda when you're sick. There's nothing I want less than soda.
It's certain kinds of soda, Chantal, like 7-Up. Sometimes the carbonation does help to settle the stomach. It all depends on the person and what's going on. But generally, when you're sick with something like the flu, you want something very simple, like chicken broth or chicken soup or 7-Up or bread or water. You keep it simple. You don't go wild with the food when you got the flu.
My wedding ring fell off
Oh,
in the
geez.
shower.
Such a lie. If she had the norovirus for real, she didn't have it for that long. I seriously doubt she lost enough weight to cause that wedding ring to fall off. We saw how it sat on her hand. It looked like it was cutting off her circulation. It was so tight. It's not going to fall off like that. No.
That's because I'm being a skinny queen from the norovirus. I had to do some cameos from my hospital
Wow. Did y'all
From
hear
that.
that? She's doing cameos from her hospital bed, so she is trying to profit off of being sick. Turn that into a selling point. Use the hospital and her hospital visit as a prop for cameos. I mean, what would the cameo be for the person who paid? Hi, so and so, I'm really sick, but thanks for paying for the cameo. How wonderful. Somebody paying $10 or $25 for a cameo. And you're pulling the pity, poor me, sympathy crap during their paid cameo. Nice.
Anyway, not fun. I don't know. Did you guys get the gastro this year? I haven't had that in forever. Oh my gosh. Seriously, it is the worst, man.
Shut up.
So, it feels like a hangover times 10. That's what it feels like. Ew. So yeah, I didn't want saltines and ginger ale. Like, I wanted juicy fruit because I was so thirsty. Anyway.
Well, you know what? That would be a bad idea because a lot of fruit is sugary. That's the last thing you need, Chantal.
My blood sugar's through the roof, even though I didn't eat.
That makes no sense. Or those of you that are diabetics, please feel free to correct me. I just think it's weird that she's saying my blood sugar is through the roof. How would it be through the roof? Unless you ate something or drank something that was full of sugar and that caused a spike. Those of you that are diabetics in my audience, again, please correct me if I'm wrong. I want to be more educated. I am open for knowledge. Would a spike in blood sugar be from medication? Like, because from my understanding, if you, like, during times when you're not eating, the blood sugar goes down a bit. Why would it spike back up? Chantal, your blood sugar is always high because you're always eating. You never give your body a chance to completely cleanse out all of the sugar you put in it. And you're just stacking sugar on top of sugar on top of sugar. You eat every 2 hours. And you love your sugar. You love your salt. Some of the worst things for you. Like, your body never gets a break. So the high blood sugar does not shock any of us.
Doctor's like, well, it's probably because of the stress of being sick and if you have like a virus or infection, you know. Anyway, I just wanted to update you guys. I'm sorry, but I don't know what will be going on, how long I'll be here for. In case the doctor's coming. So they keep coming and checking my electrolyte levels, my blood sugar, stuff like that. So I'll keep you guys updated. Sorry for the bad quality video, but I just want to sleep till this is over. Honestly, it's the worst feeling. I can't even think of food. Yeah, I know you're thinking, well, this is just what you need.
It might be. I mean, very little is going to stop this woman from eating. Very little.
Maybe. Yeah, my wedding ring fell off in the shower. I'm skinny
I don't
now.
believe that. Again, I don't believe that. No. No, I mean that there was that ring was so tight, there was flesh bunched up on the bottom and the top of that ring. That means it's not just tight, it's super tight. She could sit there and have the virus for a month and it would still be tight. There's no way it just fell off. Her over there bragging, look at me, I lost so much weight. Not that much, mama. Not that much.
I'm definitely not putting any crap in my body after this.
Liar. Liar, liar, torrid pants on fire. Mama, you got an issue with food. The only reason you're not eating right now is because you don't feel well. Because if you tried to eat the way you normally eat, you would probably vomit. If you were feeling normal, you go right back to the junk food. And that bee monster in your head is going to justify it. It's going to whisper in your ear and in your thoughts and say, you were a good girl for over a week. Remember, we were sick and we couldn't go wild. So we've got a week to make up for. Come on. Yeah, it'll do that to you. It'll justify it. And then you'll agree. You'll say, you're right. I was sick. I couldn't eat this, and this. So I'm just going to go wild. You'll be in complete agreement with your bee monster.
Feel? I don't think I can tolerate it, honestly. They want me to try to tolerate something before I leave here. So who knows what that will be. I can't. Anyways, guys. Yay for norovirus. Ew. Have to have my own washroom because it's contaminated from me because it's so highly contagious. Anyway,
You know, Chantal, you just seem to have a habit, a knack for picking up contagious things, I've noticed. So according to you, you have the norovirus, and before it was C. diff. And for those who don't know what C. diff is highly contagious also. It's practically a super bug. Chantal claimed that she had C. diff. And from what I understand, C. diff is pretty nasty. She just seems to have a habit of picking up things that are contagious. It's because this woman is dirty. She's nasty.
I'm going to try to rest. And I'll just see you guys when I see you, I guess. I don't know. I'll try to update you guys as I can. See you later. Bye.
So they ended up having to give me a total of 6 of these fluid bags for rehydration.
Okay, that part right there. So I was in Erie Pepperoni's live chat last night. By the way, Erie, great live chat. I couldn't spend all night there, sweetheart, but I was so tired. I had a busy day. But I was in Erie Pepperoni's live chat last night, and there were a few nurses in the audience and people that, medical staff. And they said that her claims of 6 bags being used on her is bullocks. There's no way that the most they will give somebody is 2. Like when you give somebody fluids, you got to make sure that doesn't damage damage the veins? You got to do it slowly. But even a full-grown person would only get 2. I've also heard in that live chat that By her saying that she got 6 bags, allegedly, she's in a way giving away her weight because they do it by weight. So she was, in a way, almost saying that she's basically 500 pounds. But 6 bags? It's excessive. You might get 1 or 2 bags, but you're not going to get 6. That's crazy.
It was rough.
Hi guys. I just wanted to give an update basically on, I left you kind of hanging in the ER. So I have been discharged. I was discharged.
Okay, so here's my question right here, right now. You were just in the ER allegedly because you had the norovirus, you were weak. Before that, you were throwing up, you were having diarrhea, and you're driving? You're going to drive back across the border? Is it safe for you to drive? If you're feeling weak and there's a chance that you might feel bad during the trip, wouldn't it be wise that whoever's with you, shouldn't they be behind the wheel instead? I think that's irresponsible of you to just get out of a hospital and what was going on with you is pretty serious and you're deciding you want to drive.
The middle of the night, and I actually feel a lot better today. So basically I was just really dehydrated.
Yeah, like I'm calling BS on this right here, right now. Miss, I've got the norovirus and it one day and she feels better. She feels instantly better. Who does that? Who has the flu and within you feel completely better, refreshed, like you just had a day at the spa? Nobody. It's all lies.
Like a lot. So basically they gave me like a few liters of fluid anyways. I've been drinking, I picked up some Gatorade, but it's like,
so it went from like 6 bags down to 3. She just said a few implies 3, not 6. So keep your lies straight, Chantal.
It's like a healthy Gatorade, because when I'm ill, Gatorade is like, real Gatorade is too artificial for me, and that's why I don't like ginger ale either when I'm sick. So it's actually only got like, I think 2 or 3 carbs and 1 gram of sugar, which is also good for diabetics, and it's made with like real.
Forgive me if I'm wrong, y'all, but doesn't Gatorade have a lot of sodium in it? So is that something Chantal should be drinking?
I think it's like watermelon juice and like salts, like sea salt and like more natural ingredients. There's still a few that are a little iffy, but it's, for the most part, they're a lot more natural, let's just say. So I was discharged in the middle of the night, which they asked me if I was okay, and I said, yeah, I can drive. That's about it. Today I'm feeling a lot better. I think the hydration really helped. And honestly, I was I'm really craving like pickle juice.
Oh,
which
God.
also is.
So she was just allegedly sick and she's already thinking about her cravings. I was craving pickle juice. You know, Chantal, when it comes to cravings, you can say no. If you get that thought in your head, I'm craving chocolate cake or I'm craving pickle juice, you could always say no. You can say no to your cravings. It's okay to say no. You can let logic and reason step forward, sit at the head of the table and say, okay, so you had that thought, but it doesn't make sense. So, no, you're not going to get that today. Maybe it's not a good idea. We just got through being sick. You had diarrhea, you vomited, maybe pickle juice, not such a great idea. Let's veto that. So you don't want to hear it. But you just got out of the hospital and you're already thinking about your stupid cravings.
Is apparently good for like electrolyte replenishment because of the high sodium content, but like I was just like craving going into like a Canadian grocery store, like no frills, and just grabbing like no name brand big jar of dill pickles and just downing the juice, like having an emergency jar of pickles.
You know, Chantal, you know what makes me the most angry about you? The fact that you get on YouTube and you have the audacity to complain about your health. You have the audacity to get in front of a camera and make yourself sick for the sake of attention, for the sake of trying to make money off of people, scamming people. You don't care about your health. I wish you would just come right out and say to everybody, look, I don't care what you guys say. I don't care about my health. I want to live my life the way I want to. I want to eat the junk food. And if I end up in the hospital or a nursing home in a bed, so be it. I'm going to live my life the way I want. I do not care about my health. Just come out and say it. And that way, those who are on your channel, they know exactly what they're dealing with, and they won't have hope that you actually care about yourself. They'll just know what it is, and those who want to stay can stay, and those who want to go can go. Those who actually care, they'll know what they're walking into. You know what I think, Chantal? I think that for the last 8 years, you've lived your life on camera, in front of the camera. Once upon a time, there was a person named Chantal Marie Soreau. That person existed. And then that person, Chantal, wandered onto YouTube and got addicted to the money and the attention. I think you being on YouTube and getting monetized was the worst thing in the world to happen to you. Because if you hadn't got monetized and you hadn't had access to all that money to indulge in everything you wanted, you might be in a far healthier, happier place right now. The fact that you had all the abundance and you've abused it, it's made your life go to ruin. It's made you careless. It's made you reckless. It's made you thoughtless. It's blown up your enormous ego. It's brought out all of your predatory traits. You've used your money on YouTube to try to control other people. You've used your channel to hurt people, to embarrass people, to humiliate people, to scam people. Worst thing in the world for you. And that's a doggone shame. Because you could have turned it the other way. You could have used the money that you made to better yourself. But instead, you took that cup of fortune and turned it into a cup of poison. And you keep drinking from that cup. You won't change the contents. I will always have sympathy and compassion and empathy towards anyone who wants to change, needs to change, and they're working hard and they're putting up the good fight. I will always back that person. Whether I like them or not is irrelevant. But if they're fighting the good fight, if they're fighting to better themselves, if they realize, hey, I'm in the wrong and I want to correct the wrong because I have a conscience, I have a heart, I have a soul, and I care about those, I'll back that up. I will. I'll say, good job if you've done a good job. If they've done good work, I'll praise it. But you, on the other hand, you're not interested in the good work. You're interested in the nonsense. You are interested in hurting yourself. And I think there's a part of you, as sick and twisted as it sounds, I think just as you've lived your life on camera, just as you created the character Fraudy Beauty, and you dove headfirst into that character, and the character has swallowed up the person named Chantal. I think you want to exit stage right in front of the camera as well. I think you want to DIE in front of the camera. I really do. I don't want that for you, but I think you want that for you. You don't want to be away from the camera for even a minute. You want the spotlight on you at all times. It's morbid, it's twisted, but that's how you work. What a doggone shame. 8 years, Chantal, you building up your channel for what? Making the money for what? Getting to 100K for what? You pushed yourself to 100K for what purpose? Just to give up? To make yourself sick? Make it make sense. Make it make sense. It doesn't make sense to me. It doesn't.
In my bag. That's not a bad idea. Anyway, I should start a pickle company. Who am I kidding? I can't even get up before noon on a good day. Or before 3. Well, sometimes, yes. I've been sleeping a lot. Like for days, I've just been resting in that because this...
Chantal, that's something you were doing beforehand. When you were in Kuwait, you were bed rotting. That's part of your problem. You lay around, you do nothing. You need to get up. You need to exercise. Even if you don't exercise, just move around. Laying around all the time could lead to blood clots. Stupid. Figure that out. You can't lay around. Get up. Go outside. Get some sun on you. Like breathe in the air. Hear the birds. If you're going back to Kuwait, you won't be able to go outside much longer. It's getting hot. You hate the heat. You're going to be stuck inside all day. You're going to get bored. You're going to eat more food, and you're going to get bedbound. Instead of bed rotting, you're going to be rotting for real. You should not be traveling, ma'am. Traveling for you is dangerous. But you keep insisting on going back because you just can't stand the thought of Salah being with other women. Guess what, mama? It's going to happen whether you're there or not. What are you going to do to stop him? You can't exactly run after the man. You might as well stay in Canada and take care of yourself.
Flu just makes you feel like you've been hit by a Mack truck, like 18-wheeler.
Girl, I don't want to hear you. I don't want to hear you. The worst sickness I ever dealt with in my life, I caught the vid, okay? The Omicron variant. It didn't take away my sense of smell or taste, but man, it was horrible. For over a month, for over like 6, 7, 8 weeks. It was bad. My first time having it, and hopefully it's my last, knock on wood. I couldn't eat. All I wanted to do was sleep. I had no energy. If I tried to stand up, I was feeling like, I literally felt like I was going to pass out. Like I could feel like that blackness in front of your eyes, like your body letting you know, hey, you need to sit down. You need to lay down something. I was just like stuck in a state of I'm miserable. I don't want to hear you with your norovirus. Shut up.
So yeah, fun. Anyway, I'm sticking around for a little while because I had some plans that were like pre-booked with like, friends and family. Yeah, I have friends. You guys are always shocked by that. I don't have many, but actually I do have a lot. I just don't keep in touch with a lot of them. So yeah, but I have some things to take care of, some medical appointments and things like that. So I will probably like do some live streams. I'm not sure, and I'll do some more videos for you guys, more vlogs. But I am still going back to Kuwait, and so I'm just like rearranging my life right now, basically. And I'm just overwhelmed, and just having the personal space, like not uploading as frequently, is like really helping. So I appreciate you guys.
Yeah, you know what's going on here? She's deliberately waiting. She took everybody's money. She's deliberately waiting to go back online. She wants enough time to pass to where everybody forgets what she did. And they won't hold her accountable, and they won't bring it up. This is part of her manipulation, scammy tactics. Let me just not go online for a while. Let me just let the heat die down. People will forget about what I did. They won't bring it up. Yeah, she's got a whole recipe for this crap. She's been doing this for years. Those of us that are reactors, we're familiar with this formula.
Patience, I know a lot of you look forward to. and depend on my videos?
We depend on your videos. Are you talking about the reactors? We depend on your videos, Chantal. Chantal, listen. Mama, we depend on your videos. For what? For what? I'm at the point now with you where I'm researching other people to react to, interesting people. Your content isn't interesting anymore. It doesn't matter if you're in Kuwait. It doesn't matter if you're in Canada. You're burnt out. You are very, very ill. You don't have any energy anymore. You're not coming up with creative ideas. It's just you're doing the same kind of content all the time. It's either you in a room doing a boring mukbang or you in your car talking about nothing. You turn on your live streams and you basically let your beezers give you topics to talk about versus you, the content creator who's making the money off your content, coming up with things to talk about. Or you going over to reaction channels with a sock and like spying to see what's being said about you, and then you turn that into content. You're not thinking of your own ideas anymore. So who's depending on your content? I got news for you. All this time that you spent away from YouTube, like the whole 7 days, every time you don't go live, every time you don't do a live stream, the door is open for people to find other people to get into, other channels. Like that whole 7 days, it was nice, wasn't it, y'all? It was really, really nice. You know, we all took a breath. We all were like, we feel like we're on vacation. Chantal's not around to aggravate us. And it also opens a door for anyone who's a reactor that we can find other people to cover. And I'm looking seriously into it. Seriously into it. Because you're becoming boring. It's all about repetition here. It's monotonous. Like, what am I talking about? You come online and you have nothing to say. You just turn on the camera for the sake of turning it on, and there's nothing of discussion. I want to be a reactor and have something to discuss. And I'm sure there are other people out there that there are points of discussion. It's just, it's not with you anymore. What can I discuss about you that hasn't been discussed a million times over? I'll still cover you if there's something of interest, but there's nothing of interest any longer. So I'm just going to say what I feel right now, y'all. I feel like Chantal's had a good run on YouTube, but her time is up. Her time is really, really up. I mean, I know a lot of people have been following her. You want to see the end of this story. Like we've all been invested in this story for 8 freaking years. It's like sitting down to watch a long movie. You know, even if the movie's really, really bad, if you've watched most of it, you just rationalize it to yourself. Doggone it, I watched it this long. I might as well see how it ends. And that's how a lot of people feel about Chantal. It's a bad movie, but we've been invested in it for the last 7, 8 years. Might as well see the doggone end of this thing. And we don't know what the ending is. We're all wondering, what is the ending? Well, this could be it. Maybe it's not her having a medical event. Maybe it's not her losing her channel. Maybe it's her just arriving in a place where there's nothing to talk about and people are bored. Maybe it's as simple as that. Now, I'm a creative person, Chantal, and I can do my tarot channel. I could do my ambiance stuff. You know, like, but I want, whatever it is I do, I want to be interested in it. I want to have points of discussion. If it's discussing somebody on YouTube, I don't like doing the same kind of content over and over. And that's what it's turned into with you. I feel like I'm watching it's Groundhog Day with you every day. You're not helping your cause. You want to go back to Kuwait and be with Salah? He doesn't want to be with you, but you want to completely tank your channel? Be my guest. I've got things to do. I can go on to other people. All this is reactors. We can find other people to cover. We got to do some research and homework about it. Just, just being careful, but it can be done. We can move on, though. You can't. This is your income. What's going to happen to you when the reactors all turn away from you because there's just nothing to discuss? What's going to happen to you? You figure it out. It's not my row to hoe. All right. You know what, guys? I'm out. I'm so out. Screw her. Boring. Boo, Chantal. Boo. Boo. I'm booing you, and I'm throwing the virtual tomatoes over you scamming people, lying people, and in a manipulating way, not wanting to give the money back. You decide to do all of this in this video to where they feel bad about asking for their money back, when clearly whatever money they sent you to move into a place, it wasn't spent on that. It was spent on bought subs, and it was spent on you day tripping. Shame on you, Chantal. But that's the problem with you. You don't have a well of shame. Or if you do, it has no bottom. One of the two. Anyway, hope you guys enjoyed this react. I'm going to go ahead and end it here and post it to YouTube and see what else is going on. So I'll see you guys on the next one, and please take care. Bye.